Carl here from Brrraaains Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for short, and it's news day. We've got a couple of small items to cover, a couple of singles releases, and a big tour announcement. Kicking off with one of our favourite bands, it's Conjurer. Following a spectacular and long overdue return to the live stage at the Download Pilot last weekend, the UK metal heavyweights that is Conjurer have re-released their video for Choke, the relentless opening track of their debut LP Maya from 2018. Has it already been 3 years since the release of that incredible album? The track effortlessly switches from sludge to metallic hardcore and from progressive post-metal to post-black metal. The song not only demonstrates the musical proficiency of this young band, it also proves they can't be pigeonholed no matter how hard you try. That's something I can attest to. Maya blew me away, made me an instant fan of Conjurer. And Conjurer's Connor Marshall, the bass player, comments, "Choke has become a bit of a fan favourite over the past few years since Maya was released, and it's one of ours too. I think the general consensus within the band is still that Choke is the best Conjurer song that's been released so far and showcases a lot of what we do. The video loosely follows the lyrical theme of this song, which looks at the way things like fame and pressure from society, the industry, and the gutter press can affect artists and celebrities. The idea being that the shots of the band in a white room, dressed in suits, represent someone being dressed up and pushed out to perform, despite them clearly not being in the best state, and them then starting to deteriorate, and the dark, more aggressive shots representing the inner turmoil and struggle." If you've not had the chance to check out Conjurer yet, here is a golden opportunity with this re-release. Conjurer's still untitled second full and follow-up to their critically acclaimed debut album Maya is set to be released in the not too distant future. Stay tuned for more information. In the meantime, you can watch the video as well as stream the band's 2 previous releases now. Basically, it's all there for you. Go out, check it out, become another big fan of Conjurer. Now we're going to someone who should need no introduction. It is Dee Snider. In 2018, the legendary heavy metal vocalist and pop culture pillar turned the heavy music world on its axis with his transformative album For the Love of Metal, produced by Hatebreed frontman Jamie Jasta. The album re-cemented Dee's undeniable prowess with its modernized mastery and take no prisoners attitude. 3 years later, with one of the most collectively tumultuous times society has ever experienced behind him, Dee Snider triumphantly returns with his 5th full-length album, Leave a Scar. Once again produced by Jamie Jasta with co-production, mixing and mastering by drummer Nick Belmore, Leave a Scar sees Dee Snider and company continuing the invigorating direction of For the Love of Metal, infusing a dose of classic heavy metal flavour that longtime fans will rush to embrace. Now Dee Snider is thrilled to reveal the album's second single, Time to Choose. Time to Choose features the brutal vocals of, check this, Cannibal Corpse's George Corpsegrinder Fisher. I've heard this song, it is great. Their vocals, obviously very, very different, but they mesh really, really well together. And this is a heavy ass song. And Dee Snider says about Time to Choose. Time to Choose deals with the subject I've addressed often over the course of my writing career. Good versus evil, see Burn in Hell. Given the heaviness of this track, I felt adding George Corpsegrinder Fisher's voice to this would drive home the seriousness of the choices we make. I was honoured when he agreed to contribute his incredibly powerful voice. I mean, who wouldn't be? It is, of course, Corpsegrinder, Cannibal Corpse, a legendary band that really doesn't need me to big them up. And combining with Dee Snider is just, it's something that shouldn't work if you think about it, but it ends up really, really being a strong track. Lastly, it's a tour announcement for Devil Soldier's Soul, who earlier released their heart-stirring new album, Loss. They are now delighted to announce a string of UK tour dates for April 2022, their first UK headline tour in 5 years. This track will see the six-piece grace our currently neglected stages in Nottingham, Bristol, Glasgow, Manchester and London, with tour supports to be announced in due course. Tickets are on sale today. That's Friday today. And the band comments, "We're extremely happy to announce our first UK headline tour in 5 years. It is something we've all been looking forward to ever since we launched the Lost album campaign, and even more so due to how much we've all missed live music during that pandemic. Lost means an incredible amount to us as a band. Have seen the connection that people have had with it makes the prospect of playing it live even more exciting for us. We hope you can join us for these special shows and celebrate this release properly. See you in the pit." The tour dates are as follows. Going to flash them up on the screen and read them out for you. The 4th of April 2022, Nottingham, The Rescue Rooms. The 5th of April 2022, Bristol, The Fleece. 7th of April 2022, Glasgow, The G2. The 8th of April 2022, Manchester, Rebellion. And lastly, on the 9th of April 2022, the tour wraps up in London at the O2 Academy, Islington. I don't know about the other venues. Well, knowing places like Rebellion and The Fleece are pretty famous, but I've never been there. The one I have been to is the O2 Academy, Islington, and it's a great venue for this band. So tickets are on sale now. Make sure you don't miss out, even if it is all the way in April 2022. If you've got any thoughts on the news we've just covered, let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?